Home matchup number 2 for the Torrent. Mentioned they were here back on May 15th. Came away with a thrilling 3-2 victory against Panathinaikos Chicago. They're off this week. Right now, that's a club that sits in third place in the Great Lakes Conference with 1 victory and a couple of defeats after picking up a 3-2 result back on May the 21st against FC Columbus. That was Ian Serro looking to make the turn to the box for FC Milwaukee. And for the Torrent, just over 5 minutes gone by. And a corner kick opportunity. One of the obstacles right now for players in the box looking into the setting sun. And off that corner, it's headed away. So the Torrent corner taken by Serro. Now gets back, looking to apply some pressure on the backside. Charles Braithwaite, one of the forward for Carpathia FC. Serro, another Carpathia takeaway. We're going to drag it across midfield. Owen Smith seeing some good pressure come his direction. Lopez back there defensively off the heel pass to Alex Fillion. Owen Smith, though, one of the goal scorers that is, in fact, in uniform tonight for Carpathia FC. Back Smith scored the first goal of the season for Carpathia, which came in the 49th minute back on May the 8th. He was named the Carpathia man of the match thereafter. Long service. Deflected off of Ellis Jones, getting back defensively. Dulefeld able to rip off that shot for the Torrent. Besides his 2 goals against FC Indiana, he was able to score a big goal here back on May 15th. Able to score in the 38th minute in the game that would see Serro, Dulefeld, and Fillion find the back net among 16 players to play, and that's been about the norm. About 16 who have seen playing time in the first 3 matches for Coach Cordoba. Last week, for instance, for the Torrent, 17 played, only 4 played all 90. Will be a Torrent throw in this for Carry-On. He'll flip it back for the toss. Sliding over defensively with Owen Smith. Trying to go upfield for Simon for Purgatori. And off the right cleat of Dawson Schrum, throw it again for the Torrent, nearing their attacking third. 8th minute with no score. We've seen the ball on this right side of midfield for a good chunk of the opening, almost 8 minutes. Deflects out off of Carpathia FC. You had Julio Paisleon. He was in the box going airborne for the Torrent. And a corner here for Ian Serro. Looking right into the sun. And Serro sent away by Kieran Hayes. Serro again gets behind the ball. We're going to step up. But a fine job on the markup by Dawson Schrum to the end line. And a goal kick here for Carpathia FC. So no score here in the 9th minute. Dispersed near side for Ryan Gray. Also part of that back line for Carpathia. Deflected away by Tony Dulefeld. He has gotten a shot off thus far for the Torrent here in the first almost 9 minutes. And played back by Lopez. Able to get Ortiz involved. Ortiz, who is from Spain, came to the U.S. in August of 2016 to pursue a major in business and sports management. Went to Cardinal Stritch University and had an outstanding career. Eventually going the NPSL route with the Brooklyn Italians in 2019 before finding a home with the Torrent. but a goalkeeper coach at one point with Cardinal Stritch, now a goalkeeper coach when not playing for the Torrent at the University of Charleston. Jurek up that right wing. Torrent trying to take it away, and Alex Fillion got a piece. Going back upfield for Bricatori, trying to step up. Gets behind the ball and blocked. So for Bricatori, able to run it down, but off the kneecaps of Ryan Gray, and a corner here for the Torrent. They're third here in the first 10-plus minutes. Cerro. Back out his route, going far post. Flies over the head of Isaac Pereira. This will be a Torrent throw-in. Far side, you have Sam Novak, part of the starting 11. He'll handle the throw-in. You have Julio Pace-Leon, who is right now in the 18 as a potential target, coming back toward the ball. Isaac Pereira. Headed and off the top of the crossbar for Alex Fillion. Turf coming into play, that enormous hop off the carpet, and Fillion with a header deflected off the top of the crossbar and over that south goal. Stepping in front at Owen Smith. Another Torrent takeaway. Pacey Leon leaving it back with Santiago Taberzi. And back outside from Sam Novak. Sliding over does Dawson Schrum. More of a defensive mid for Carpathia FC. Able to create the turnover on a little 2-on-2 action. And a fine job by Sam Novak to make his presence be felt. Right now a player down for Carpathia. Sam Novak with the punishing hit on the takeaway for FC Milwaukee. 13th minute. Trying to get back up. Owen Smith. Having the wind knocked out of him. But Smith was going full speed, had a little 2-on-2 action. Sam Novak able to take away that momentum and give the Torrent possession right back. That's the question right now, as to whether there's going to be a drop ball or how this is going to work. With the stoppage due to the injury to Owen Smith, who is able to continue through. And so a drop ball. And the Torrent will play it back. Out of midfield with Tirno Hamadou Barry, part of the midfield for Carpathia FC. Look at Braithwaite. Able to angle back in, but readjusting as Taberzi, who takes it away for the Torrent, battling into the corner. Taberzi. A little too aggressive. Charles Braithwaite. FC Milwaukee will put it back into play following the foul. It goes against Carpathia FC, having to back up a few steps. And Matias Lopez on the free kick. 14th minute with no score. Flies over that at Tirno Hamadou Barry. See a burst of energy there from Michael Carrion. Leaves it on that left wing. Knocked away after it was kicked behind for Bricatori. You had Alex Fillion cutting down the middle. Pereira. And Cerro going back near the end line. Off the right cleat to Ellis Jones. Taking away that run. Again, he had Isak Pereira. After the ball was played upfield by Cerro. Torrent will throw it in. Sam Novak getting the running start here in the 15th minute. Good arc. Lifted over off the hand of Jurek. Out it goes off the Carpathia FC defense. We're going to track down the ball to Isak Pereira. And another corner here for the Torrent. And for the fourth time, the corner to be handled by Ian Cerro. Sixteenth minute with no score. Off the right cleat, Tirano Hamadou Barry. Plenty of blue around for the Torrent. Off the left cleat, Alex Fillion. There's a shot attempt. Credit that to Isak Pereira. Stop made by Finn Jurek. Continuing to mount the pressure through the Torrent. Nothing extremely dangerous yet, but again, putting the pressure on this Carpathia FC defense and Finn Jurek. A little tug of the jersey for Ian Cerro. That lead feed will roll on by. Goal kick here for Carpathia FC. Happy to have you along here on this Saturday from Hart Park in the city of Wauwatosa. National Premier Soccer League action in the Great Lakes Conference of the Midwest region. Top two teams battling for the first two meetings this regular season. They will meet again in Sterling Heights, Michigan, coming up on July the 3rd. Possession with Carpathia. Ryan Gray. Right back with Tony Dulafel. Lifted upfield by Cerro. Lopez on the cross. You could see Charles Braithwaite, who got back, lost his footing, tried to recover it, instead kicked the ball out of bounds. Sam Novak. As Braithwaite will drop back for Carpathia. Then battling the sun. Wonder if that factors in at least for Finn Jurek. Seeing that ball come in his direction at a moment's notice. Well, defense will do its job. Kieran Hayes leading the defense on that particular sequence. And now left back by Spencer Nolf. He's part of the midfield for Carpathia. Jurek. And Hayes. Smith. He will put the brakes on before, again, attacking forward. Dulafel, though, able to disrupt. It's going to be a throw in, though, for Carpathia. Carpathia throwing for Ryan Gray. You can hear the flood, the Torrent supporters in the background. This big matchup here on this Saturday, and both of these teams looking to stay perfect in the first few weeks of this 2021 season. Nice move there by Tirano Hamadou Barry. Schrum. Nice lead feed. There's a stop. No rebound opportunity after Derek Broach with the look. Pablo Ortiz able to haul it in. Lopez there just in case backup defensively for the Torrent. So one of the better scoring chances so far now for Carpathia on the north end of the field. Off that lead feed that came from Schrum and Derek Broach with the shot attempt. Of course, for Ortiz in this Torrent defense, clean sheet. Their opener back on May 8th against FC Columbus. Have allowed 2 goals per match each last couple of weeks. But a defense in the wall has allowed 4 in the first, now 3. And so far, quality chances, really any sustained amount of an attack for Carpathia FC has been an obstacle. That's a credit to the Torrent defense, the pressure. Well, the first times we've mentioned Ortiz having to touch the ball, not played back his direction from his own teammate. Clean tackle for Kieran Hayes. Broach. Look at across the way. Not much on his pass, but it gets to Ryan Gray nonetheless. And Gray off the left foot will give it away. Some miscommunication off a route that was being taken. Get a run being made by Charles Braithwaite. Also there's Owen Smith. He waits back, sees the ball bouncing to the Carpathia FC sideline. Nolf. It's going the route of the Torrent here in the 22nd minute. Upfield for Simon for Bricatori. That will find the Torrent bench area. The officials point the route of FC Milwaukee. This comes off a foul here against Carpathia FC. Cerro. Already some pretty good service. At least 4 corner kicks have been taken by the Torrent here in the first almost 22 minutes. They've had a good chunk of the possession. And Cerro over there to Dawson Schrum. On back with Novak. In the traffic, sent away before Filling could wind up. Out of the air by Novak, going far side. And back there is Joshua Rubin, also part of the flatback 4-4 Carpathia. Pacey Leon. Cross, but his intended target, Pereira, slipped. Braithwaite. So far a 5-1 advantage for the Torrent in shots on goal. It's been all Torrent here in the first now, almost 23 minutes. Not only a 5-1 shots on goal differential, but 4-0 in corner kicks, 3-0. The Torrent, foul suffered. Jorick. Plenty of time. And again, going upfield, but too much on the pass with Derek Broach. Playing up top right now for Carpathia. Now the Torrent looking to spread the field to his right side. That's where they have Dulafel positioned. Got the team's top goal scorer so far with 3 among 5 different goal scorers. Here's an opportunity that got redirected for Isaac Pereira. Off the redirection, corner kick number 5 for the Torrent. We'll see Novak. Going to simply be a throw-in, so no corner, but a throw-in here. The Torrent have to wait for that 5th corner kick, which if the first now 20-plus minutes have been any indication, that won't be long till they earn it. But Sam Novak coming over to throw it in. Meanwhile, right now there's a player down as backside on the attacking end of the field for Carpathia FC. The Torrent athletic trainer, she's looking on closely to see if her presence will be needed. Nothing yet. Here in the 25th minute. And again, that's the holdup right now is the injury. Well, no change has been made just yet, but it appears Carpathia right now, player down due to injury, although the near side official talking with the coaching staff for Carpathia to see if a change is going to be made. Waiting to see a number. That's Broach. Meanwhile, Novak about to throw it in. It is, in fact, Derek Broach, who was shook up for Carpathia FC. Getting a piece of it did Jurek. Paige Bourne, the athletic trainer, was looking on and was waiting to see if she was needed to be called onto the field. They wave her away, so she goes back toward the Torrent bench area. And now is the fifth FC Milwaukee corner kick. Cerro. Kicked out. And another corner for the Torrent. 27th minute with no score here from Hart Park in Wauwatosa. Cerro. A bouncer. Bicycle kick that's going to go off to this near side. Cerro. Looking to play it off the turf. And Michael Carrion. Now whistle here, the ball being kicked away. And right now being told to tone it down. Isaac Pereira, energetic off a whistle, goes against the Torrent, allowing Carpathia FC trying to hurry up play. Note there was never a substitution made when Derek Broach was shook up. They played a man down for a few moments. Broach is back onto the field now after he received some attention on the Carpathia FC sideline. But able to play through after just a minute or two after looked like he was holding his lower back area. Upfield for Braithwaite. In comes Tirano Hamadou Berry. Off the turn for Simon Purgatori. Out of Division II, Adams State University in Colorado. And a forward and a midfielder with that program. Now a defender, at least he's listed as a defender with the Torrent. Although when you look at his background, at least the club level, originally was a goalkeeper. Moved to forward at one point at that stage of his soccer career to better utilize his speed. I think the Torrent are realizing real fast, too, to, maybe he's listed as a defender and he will help out in that area, but he can be a big contributor, too, on the attacking end, and we have seen him already in this game, this matchup, move up and factor into the attacking third. Torrent free kick. Upfield for Pereira. Off of Braithwaite. And Tirano Hamadou Berry. Going down, Cerro looking for a whistle to no avail. And the Torrent regain possession up this near side with Isaac Pereira. Ian Cerro. There's a shot attempt that's going to be stopped. Oh, a quality opportunity, and off a near crisscross. The Torrent. The latest shot opportunity, and again, we saw a little bit of a crisscross, but it was filling with the attempt after you had Isaac Pereira going back on the ball as well, and they crisscrossed, and the shot was eventually taken by Alex Fillion, and the save for Finn Jurek. 30th minute. Following this foul against Carpathia. Here's a quality opportunity coming up for the Torrent. Multiplayer wall backing up for Carpathia FC. That will include Owen Smith. Cerro, along with Pereira, will surround the ball. 5-man wall for Carpathia. Cerro around that wall, bends it high and over the crossbar. And he has scored a goal this season, which came here back on May 15th. Also earned himself a yellow card in the season opener back on May 8th against FC Columbus, among 3 yellows handed out that night. A game that would see James Weber and off the sideline Alex Fillion both had something to that matchup and provided the goals for the Torrent. James Weber, a local product from Hartford Union High School, went to Xavier before eventually signing a pro contract in Sweden. Not with the team tonight. Ortiz over with Pereira. Off the turn with Lopez. We'll stay with Torrent. We stay scoreless, 32nd minute. This battle atop the Great Lakes Conference in the Midwest region of the NPSL. Essentially the inaugural season for Carpathia FC in the NPSL after it was announced they would join as an expansion team back in November of 2019. But of course, everything went by the wayside during what was a COVID 2020 season, or lack thereof. Matias Lopez. Nolf with Tierno Hamadou Berry. Outside with Dawson Schrum. Throwing here for Carpathia. Mentioned a team that's been able to score at times in bunches, including that 5-goal showing 2 weeks ago. Just joining us, one of the big storylines, at least with Carpathia FC, is the fact, yes, they have scored 8 times in 2 matchups. 6 different players have scored this season, but of those 6, only 2 are here in Wauwatosa tonight. One of the big losses, at least for this matchup, is David Edwardson coming off that 2-goal man-of-the-match performance against FC Indiana on May 15th. Came over from Detroit City FC, played with that club from 2013 through 2019, making 79 appearances. His success with that club is carried over with Carpathia, but again, a scratch here tonight along with Ryan Williams and Spiro Pliakos among some of the key players missing for Carpathia. Lopez snatched out of the air by Jurek. They have played roughly 15-16 over their first 2 matchups. 5 played all 90 in the 5-1 victory against FC Indiana. Fillion. Pereira. His path cut off. Another corner here for the Torrents. So far they've been dominant in creating corner kick opportunities. The only issue has been trying to create quality opportunities off these corner kicks. Ian Cerro, 35th minute. Good flight, Novak on the back end. Hayes able to slow him down in the markup defensively. More service into the 18 and getting slowed up to Santiago Taberzi. He's playing up top. Carpathia. Here's Smith. Oncoming pressure from Dulafel. Smith able to cut to the inside. Tierno Hamadou Berry able to spread the field that right side. That's where Michael Carrion is positioned defensively for the Torrent. Hayes. Quick one-touch pass. Again, with Carrion sliding over for the Torrent. Foul's going to go against FC Milwaukee. So Carpathia FC will bring over Owen Smith to handle his free kick. This is where Derek Broach becomes a focal point of the Carpathia attack on these set pieces. He'll be breaking for the goal along with Kieran Hayes and Charles Braithwaite. As Smith looks into the sun. Right now the official telling Kieran Hayes, stop pushing off as he gets tangled up with a Torrent player atop the 18 right now being watched closely. And he's being told to knock it off as he tries to create some separation. Smith, right into the hands of Pablo Ortiz. He quickly gets rid of it, trying to catch Carpathia FC in transition. Cerro. Offside flag is up. Taking away the attack for Simon for Purgatori. Boy, not a bad thought process there for Pablo Ortiz, with most of Carpathia bunched together in the 18, able to quickly get rid of it and trying to catch them back in transition. Nearly worked. A little bit too quick for their own good.
Thanks again to FC Milwaukee Torrent, great sponsors for their support of NPSL soccer, including
Jurek to Owen Smith. Not much room to work with there for Braithwaite. Sent behind Owen Smith. Taberzi. Smith goes down, following a play on, gets quickly right back up. Hayes. Into the shadows, finding Ellis Jones. Lights slowly starting to flicker on here at Hart Park. Take a little bit to warm up. But that, right now, south end of the field, completely covered in shadow. Cerro going right back up that left wing. Pereira able to pass it back. Cerro on the pass. Up the flank, finding Philly in to the end line. We'll send it across. And knocked out of the air and snatched out of the air by Jurek, who thought about rolling it out to this near side, but thought twice thanks to the pesky presence of Matias Lopez. Owen Smith. Ask if that lead feed, have to go back after it, did Ryan Gray, but hoping for a little bit stronger of a lead feed after he had to step up on any one Torrent player on this attacking end. Smith. With Broach. Out comes Ortiz, taking away that attack. Also, you had Dawson Schrum in the picture for Carpathia. Now the Torrent turn to try to counter, with Jurek coming way out. He'll leave his line, and about a half a second quicker from that becoming a dangerous opportunity for Purgatori. Cerro. He'll wind up. Going far side on the cross, but too much on the pass that was intended for Pereira.
Special thanks to FC Milwaukee Torrent.
Goal kick here for Carpathia FC in the 40th minute.
Associated Bank. Your money works too. Sullivan's Plumbing Grill. Confluence Graphics. Hummel. And Ian's Pizza.
Finn Jurek. Just over the head of the leaping Ryan Gray. Taberzi. Also airborne for a moment anyways was Derek Broach. Well, somebody lost a cleat. That being Taberzi, and then, well, too aggressive, and let's say a yellow maybe handed out, and it is to Owen Smith. So the yellow card coming here in the 41st minute. Carpathia FC. Oh, their second yellow card of the season. Without a card being handed their direction against FC Indiana on May 15th. Spiro Pliakos, the lone yellow card recipient against Panathinaikos, Chicago back on May 8th. So in the 41st minute, the yellow card for Carpathia FC. Jurek. Get back upfield, he had Broach on the move. Out of midfield with Tony Dulefeld. Cerro. Got tripped up. Tierno Hamadou Barry came over for Carpathia. They'll find the FC Milwaukee bench area, flag benefiting Carpathia FC. And Smith inching even closer to midfield for that throw-in. That certainly drew the attention of the Torrent faithful. And again, we'll see Ryan Gray left side of midfield for that throw-in. Torrent. Starting to see this game even itself out as we have gone along after at least the first, 20-plus minutes. Good chunk of the possession on that right side of midfield now over the last give or take. About 10-15, I would say both teams have had their fair share of runs. Starting to see Carpathia connecting a couple of passes. Still only maybe one quality scoring opportunity here in this first half. That with Derek Broach. But starting to apply a little bit more pressure. Jurek. See Pereira on the chase for FC Milwaukee. Smith. And Tierno Hamadou Barry. Back outside with Spencer Nolf. Fillion. As Pereira stays with it. Yeah, Tierno Hamadou Barry trying to undercut. Picked out by the Torrent. We look at the breakdown of this Carpathia FC roster, a number of local talent from the Detroit, Michigan area, with Carpathia being in Sterling Heights, Michigan. A number of players that went the Oakland University or Detroit Mercy route for their collegiate careers. Mentioned Finn Jurek, the starting goalkeeper. He at one point was an Oakland University Golden Grizzly. Kieran Hayes, who just like Finn Jurek from Australia, also went the, at one point, Oakland University route. Smith. "45th minute. It appears about 2 minutes of stoppage time will be added. As we have hit 45 minutes. So we are in stoppage time here. And Finn Jurek for Carpathia FC will put it back into play. Stat-wise, certainly can make the case FC Milwaukee has had the better of the play here in this first half. When you look at corner kicks, shots on goal, even the aggressive play. Although the lone yellow card so far going against Carpathia's Owen Smith in the 41st minute. But again, nothing to show for all that on the scoreboard. And a chance here for Carpathia, but Strum unable to bring it in cleanly after he had an opportunity to do so. And then by the time he was able to somewhat control, carry on right there to Pester for the Torrent. So we're in stoppage time. Ortiz. That's going to angle out. Coming across to Ian Cerro. Thrown back by Ryan Gray. Hayes. Flies over that at Charles Braithwaite. They'll find the Carpathia FC bench area. Mentioned Nicholas Kristock, their head coach. Former Carpathia FC defender. He played at Oakland University at one point. Also played for FC Sparta of the NPSL and also played in Australia. As we have reached halftime, Hart Park here in Wauwatosa, Wisconsin. No score in this battle atop the Midwest Region Great Lakes Conference between the FC Milwaukee Torrent and Carpathia FC. So halftime upon us here at Hart Park. Stay tuned. Halftime number 2 just around the corner. This is FC Milwaukee Torrent Soccer. No score through one half of play in this battle atop the Great Lakes Conference of the Midwest region of the NPSL. FC Milwaukee Torrent hosting Carpathia FC, making the trip from Sterling Heights, Michigan. Recapping the opening 45-plus minutes of play, and unofficially shots on goal at halftime, 6-1 in favor of FC Milwaukee Torrent. 8-0 Torrent in corner kicks. Again, some great opportunities. At least creating corner kick opportunities, but not a ton to show off those corner kicks. Fouls are at 4-3. Carpathia FC is +1. It was at one point a 3-0 foul differential in favor of FC Milwaukee, so Carpathia a little more aggressive toward the duration of that first half. And as far as cautions go, they also would see the lone thus far card handed out, and that came in the 41st minute. A yellow card that was handed out to Owen Smith, his first of the season, and the second card for Carpathia FC in this, their third match of the 2021 campaign. Other than that, scoreless in this battle of the undefeateds, as FC Milwaukee Torrent a perfect 3-0. Carpathia FC off to a 2-0 start, back in match action for the first time in a couple of weeks. The Torrent after this, we'll look at their road ahead. They will be off next week, right back here on June 12th against FC Columbus at 7 p.m. Carpathia FC will be home back-to-back, including next Saturday against FC Columbus. Ready to go here in half number 2, and again, glad to have you along for continuing coverage of FC Milwaukee Torrent NPSL soccer, as the Torrent get this second half started. Stepping up, Charles Braithwaite. Going off field again with Ian Cerro. He was active, as mentioned, in that first half and handling the set pieces, the corner kicks, trying to create these scoring opportunities for FC Milwaukee. Hard foul off the run by Simon for Bricatori. He got tripped up as he was making his run up that far touch line. That's going to result in a free kick here for the Torrent. So a chance here to start this second half. This for Ian Cerro. We're on a two-man wall of Owen Smith and Ryan Gray. Off the left foot. Off the head of Kieran Hayes. Staying with Torrent. Back into the box goes Isak Pereira. And do note they gave a yellow card to Kieran Hayes in the 46th minute off that foul of Simon for Bricatori. So Kieran Hayes with the yellow in the 46th minute for Carpathia FC. Novak on the throw-in. Out it comes past Owen Smith. Kept in by Lopez. He'll wind up. His shot's going to carry. So Matias Lopez saw an opening. He stepped up from his back line. Goal kick here for Finn Jurek. Torrent looking to keep the pressure on. We saw a nice start to start this game with their attack, putting the pressure on this Carpathia FC defense. Then all of a sudden, as the game progressed, we saw Carpathia FC settle down. Things started to even themselves out a little bit, even though, again, the stats would tell you otherwise, with the Torrent up in about every category but the foul statistic. And a quick start here to this second half again for FC Milwaukee. Appears to be a foul here against the Torrent in the corner, allowing Owen Smith. It's going to be a free kick just in front of the corner here for Carpathia FC. Smith knocked away. Ellis Jones. And a turnover here against Carpathia FC. A couple of players getting tangled up again, and Owen Smith trying to sell to the official. You also had Smith, but also Tony Dulafel. They've been tangled up last couple of moments. We saw that foul one against Dulafel, which resulted in the free kick from the corner for Owen Smith. Those two bumping into one another again as they were making their way downfield, and the official saying, okay, knock it off. Done with this. But keeping the yellow in the pocket. So far, 2 yellow cards have been handed out, both go in the direction of Carpathia FC. Owen Smith in the 41st, and then Kieran Hayes in the 46th. So we'll see if that continues to develop, though, again, involving Smith again already with a yellow, but then also Dulafel. Owen Smith. Looking to throw it in, but again, a couple of players getting tangled up. Novak there along with Santiago Taberzi for the Torrent. You have Hayes. Again, he's playing with a yellow card for Carpathia FC mixed up with that group. Out of the corner from Smith. That's off the head of Broach. There's a shot attempt that goes off the side of the goal. So a close call for Dawson Schrum with that attempt for Carpathia FC. Off the side of the goal. After Broach got a head off the corner from Owen Smith. Trying to go with that give and go with Cerro. He played recently professionally in Argentina. Born in Florida, moved to Colorado in 2001, although played some soccer in Spain after high school before deciding to return to the U.S. and play collegiately at SIU Edwardsville. Rubin and Tierno Hamadou Berry. So he goes down, able to pass it back and get Jones a touch. Jurek. And toward midfield with Dawson Schrum. They list him as a midfielder. He's been active on both ends of the field. We saw him more in a defensive role to start this matchup. As Jones gets back off the sack cleat for Alex Fillion. Told you earlier he's making his second consecutive start after he was and has been quite the impact player coming off the bench and was the first couple of matches of this season. Both teams have stayed with their starting 11 so far through the first now 52-plus minutes. Smith. As Schrum turned right into traffic, having to take it off his cleat. Give it right back to Julio Pacy-Leon out of Grace College in Indiana, although originally from Paris, France. Can speak 3 different languages. Carry on. And Pacy-Leon go up that right side. Lopez ahead to Pereira. Jurek. For Bricatori playing up top for the Torrent. As Jurek awaits the pressure from Cerro before electing to pick it up. Seen that a few times now where Jurek has all day to put the ball back into play. Little burst of speed here from Braithwaite, but Ortiz able to bring it in. Fillion. Flag continued to point with Torrent. Dawson Schrum thought otherwise, but he'll get back. Defensive mindset here for Carpathia FC. Also getting back Joshua Rubin. 54th minute with no score. Round one of two between the Torrent and Carpathia FC. Meeting again Independence Day weekend in Sterling Heights, Michigan. July 3rd, the exact date for round two between these two. We'll have to wait and see how the Great Lakes Conference continues to pan out. But everybody else with at least 2 losses. The other 3 clubs with at least 2 losses so far in the Great Lakes Conference. And you see the Torrent trying to apply some more pressure on Finn Jurek. Yet so far, Panathinaikos Chicago is the only other club besides these two that has a victory. FC Columbus, FC Indiana, both winless. They play tonight from Columbus. Dragged over by Pacey Leon. One touch to the outside from Pereira. Upfield for Bricatori, but lifted here by the Torrent along that far touchline. Headed toward that far side from Spencer Nolf. Carpathia changing directions. Jones. Here's Rubin. Again. I got a piece of Owen Smith. Off the throw from Michael Carrion. Novak. Here's Pablo Ortiz. Left on the outside, over came Ryan Gray. That got redirected off the cross attempt with Pereira up that right side. Looking to send it into the 18, but instead, a corner kick to be awarded here for the Torrent. Right now, a Carpathia FC player slowly getting back up after taking a blow off that cross, put his body into the block. And some more time needed, but that was a cross from Isak Pereira. Ian Cerro getting ready to take the corner. And it looks like, indeed, Kieran Hayes is all right after, again, put his body into that block. Cerro, who's it off of? It's going to be off of the Torrent. Terberzi went to play it. Was hoping it grazed off a Carpathia player, but not so the case. Now Owen Smith trying to go field with Dawson Schrum. Carry on. Gets stuck in a tough spot. Simon for Bricatori. Carpathia looking for a long ball. Near side, Dawson Schrum. Good battle with Sam Novak. Off the pass from Cerro. Got a battle of 2 teams undefeated through the first now. Nearly the first month of this 2021 season. Again, some of the notes coming in. One of the scratches for the Torrent being Emiliano Caballero after he picked up a serious foul play red card. He was sent off. The team's last matchup a week ago at FC Indiana. One of the notable scratches along with James Weber from this matchup. And then for Carpathia FC, without 4 out of their 6 goal scorers through the first now couple of matches, they return to match action for the first time in a couple of weeks. Instead of a couple of yellow cards against Carpathia, not much else to report. 7 shots on goal so far for the Torrent after they were up 6-1 in that category through the first half of play. The match's first substitution, Malik Menina will be subbing in for the Torrent.
Milwaukee Torrent substitution.
And Byron Gutierrez
Coming out for the Torrent.
plays prep soccer locally, Milwaukee area with the St. Anthony Roman Legion. He'll be subbing on here in the 59th, soon to be 60th minute.
And also into the match.
Alex Fillion
Antonio.
getting a breather along with Simon for Purgatory. So the first 2 changes here in this matchup with the Torrent.
FC Milwaukee Torrent substitution in the 59th minute.
Torrent throw in, 60th minute. No score here from Hart Park in Wauwatosa, Wisconsin. And a takeaway here involving Owen Smith. Trying a shot up, but that was partially deflected. Nice job there by Santiago Taberzi. Sacrifices his body off that slide. Got enough of it. Let's see, he gets back up. Well, right now talking with the head official, Taberzi. A little shook up thereafter, but okay to continue through with this ball to be put back into play by the Torrent. Well, again, it brought in Gutierrez along with, off the latest changes, Menina. Going back outside. And now Tierno Hamadou Berry flipping it back for the throw here for Carpathia FC. Nolf. Look at across the way. That's where Rubin's positioned for Carpathia. Here's a run for Schrum. Able to save it along this near touchline, but a fine job coming over Isaac Pereira on the defense to drop back for the Torrent off this Carpathia FC restart in the 62nd minute. They've been limited to 1 shot on goal so far. That came from Derek Broach about midway through that first half. And a corner kick for Owen Smith. Couple of corner kicks now for Carpathia FC after they were limited to 0 corners in that first half. It's headed up and out of play. Is that Broach again? For Carpathia FC it was. He went flying toward the ball to head it up and out. Couple of chances for Derek Broach here in this Saturday night matchup. One touch to the outside there from Gutierrez. Over with Isaac Pereira. Cerro. A little bit of time there for Dulafel to pass back up that right side. There's a header opportunity off the forehead with Pereira. And he got hurt as he was battling there with Joshua Rubin on the markup for Carpathia FC. So went to send it across and off the forehead. And the kick with Rubin. He went to save near the end line and off the swing. Got a good piece there, Isaac Pereira.
FC Milwaukee Torrent encourage you to sponsor its sponsors.
And so right now he needs a moment.
To help make professional outdoor soccer a reality in Milwaukee.
Looked like he got kicked just above the waist. Doesn't feel good either way, but well, maybe not. Watching his body language, he did in fact get hit south of the equator. Off that windup by Rubin. So he was shook up a little bit, but able to play on. And Tierno Hamadou Barry. See a couple of players shook up here and there, but nothing that's been all that serious. Derek Broach, probably the one player for Carpathia FC who had an injury scare that nearly took him out of the game. He was, in fact, out for a few moments. Got some attention on the sideline before he came right back on. He wasn't replaced in the Carpathia FC lineup. They did not use one of their substitutions during that timing of the first half. But Owen Smith here on the free kick. Going to bounce on out. Kieran Hayes on that far side has a potential target.
Also like to thank our other great sponsors for their support.
Happy to have you with us here on this Saturday. Gorgeous night, although a little bit on the chilly side here in southeast Wisconsin. It was 59 at kickoff. It's about 54. Feels like 52 at the moment. Certainly not May 29th like weather, but I guess it is for southeast Wisconsin. Wind has died down, and as mentioned, no precipitation for this battle atop the Great Lakes Conference. Here come the Torrent. Saw Pereira almost going full speed ahead as though nothing happened. That prior trip down the north end of the field. Broach. Nice find. Here's a chance. Redirected off the windup by Braithwaite. Looking for a rebound, but a team save. Yeah, Tierno Hamadou Barry off the run for Carpathia FC. Ortiz came out to challenge Braithwaite in the defense. A couple of defenders came back as well to help buy some time for Ortiz to get back into position. Now the counter. Gutierrez. And a chance there for Julio Pesi-Leon. But right at Finn Jurek. Nice response there by the Torrent. On the answer, the counter. Another chance here for Braithwaite. Goal kick for the Torrent. So Carpathia FC looking to open up the field a little bit too. Couple of chances there for Charles Braithwaite. Scored the team's last goal. Put the finishing touches on their 5-1 victory against FC Indiana on May 15th. His goal came in the 80th minute. Ortiz again will put it back into play this time, going a different direction. Novak. On coming to Broach. Stepping in front to Ryan Gray. But a whistle first is going to go against Carpathia FC. And again, the Torrent, a little too quick for their own good to put that ball back into play. Novak. A little sloppy this last minute or so, but the Torrent will get downfield in a hurry. Menema. So Menena was playing up top, left near side. And that one gets away from Pereira. Again, the goal kick for Finn Jurek. Right now, the Torrent have Malik Menena. He is playing up top. That along with Isak Pereira. And then on the right side, that far side, you have Byron Gutierrez. He was part of that. Those pair of substitutions back in the 59th, 60th minute for the Torrent. Only changes so far in this matchup for either side. Carpathia FC coming to town with 17 on their active roster. But they have stayed with their starting 11. Sarah on that right side. Here's a chance. And a goal! A tough angle, but it goes in. And Lopez has given the Torrent a 1-0 lead in the 69th minute. Tough angle for the defender, but Matias Lopez able to score the goal. And it's a 1-0 Torrent lead. Up that right side he went. Had a couple different options, did Lopez, to pass it off, but instead he elected to take the shot. Tough angle, but able to find the back of the net. And the Torrent, they strike first.
Milwaukee Torrent, go! Score!
So Matias Lopez
9th minute by number 3, Matias.
able to score that goal, and he becomes the 6th different goal scorer for FC Milwaukee, who has now outscored their opponents 9-4 on the year. It comes off the team's 8th shot on goal. Pacey Leon. And knocked away. Note that Shamar D. Gane out of Trinidad and Tobago has subbed in to the Torrent 11. So the Torrent with a 1-goal lead. That's only the now for Carpathia FC. They have now given up a total of 3 goals on the year. Torrent now with a 9-3 shots on goal advantage for Carpathia FC with a couple of looks here in this second half. It's 9-2. Torrent right now in the corner kick department. Carpathia FC up 2-1. There's a centering pass looking for Malik Menina, who was cutting down the middle. So the Torrent now with 3 shots on goal here in this second half. They have allowed 2, but they have the goal in the 69th minute scored by Lopez. Note that with Digane subbing in, Dolefeld has subbed off. We'll take a look, see Michael Carrion. Right now, a breather for FC Milwaukee. And now Josiah Velos has subbed in. And Pacey Leon out for FC Milwaukee. That's the latest substitution here for the Torrent. 73rd minute. And a 1-0 lead here for the Torrent in this battle atop the Great Lakes Conference of the Midwest region of the NPSL. Showing off some speed. Menina. Cerro finds the opening. Had it blocked. looking for a second try. That block for Hayes. Also back there was Jones. You see Cerro going down, and then Hayes getting pushed. A couple of players having to be held back.